Hey there, Tim here with UsedPhotoPro. Today we're in downtown Indianapolis and we're going to be going over kit lenses and whether or not they're a good investment to buy used. So the first thing I want to talk about is what is a kit lens. You might have heard that term before. Basically a kit lens is a kind of stock lens that comes out with a camera body. Today we're going to be demoing some Sony gear, but typically a lot of other camera manufacturers have their own version of a kit lens. But today we have an 18-55 from Sony and we have a 28-70. Other brands will have like a 18-55 or a 24-105, but today for Sony, we're gonna be demoing these two. One of the real pros about kit lenses is that they're very affordable. This 18-55 that we have in our used department comes in just around $100. So is a kit lens a good investment? Well, we're out here today on this beautiful sunny day. Let's go put it to the test and see what kind of images we can come up with. So our testing location for this kit lens is gonna be here in downtown Indianapolis at White River State Park. The first lens I'm going to test here is the 28-70 on a Sony a6300. So the first thing I notice about this kit lens, and really with any kit lens, is just how light it is. I can easily mount it onto the body. I'm having on the strap. It almost weighs nothing. It's really compact and it just makes for easy travel, and it's really nice to be able to just kind of take this out with me and, you know, get photos. So one of the things I wanted to test on this lens is how sharp it is. Oftentimes, kit lenses get a negative stigma of not being very sharp. I just spotted this beautiful flower that I want to take a photo of and see how sharp the image comes out. As you can see here, I'm going to go to a 3:1 zoom, and definitely the image is really sharp. I definitely missed the focus point, but we can zoom in even further and you can tell that there's still a lot of detail in this photo. I mean, that is really sharp right there. I mean, you can still see like the fine fibers of the flower here. The focus is still incredibly sharp for the price of the lens. So after shooting with the 28-70 kit lens, I found it to be really enjoyable. I really just love being able to zoom. That's one of the biggest benefits about these kit lenses is, whereas primes are amazing, sometimes you really like that latitude of being able to zoom into your image or zoom out and have a little bit of a wider image. Again, being light on my neck, I feel like I could be shooting all day. This lens is incredibly sharp for the build quality. I was really impressed with this 28-70. Now we're gonna swap to the 18-55 and see what we can get. This is a really common focal range for a lot of different camera manufacturers. It's a variable 3.5 to 5.6 aperture. Just like the 28-70, the 18-55 is very light. That's one of the main benefits about kit lenses, is how small and compact they are. But where they're small and compact, they don't really lack in image quality or build. And yeah, we're gonna go see what kind of images we can get out of this. So we're walking here on the canal and I just spotted some ducks. And I want to see if I can get some photos of them. I'm probably going to be all the way zoomed in at 55mm, but we'll see what happens. So after taking some photos of the ducks, I was reviewing the images, and again, the image quality is nothing to laugh about. Is it for every scenario? Maybe not, but for what it's worth, it's a great investment. As you guys can see, again, we got decent exposure. Let's kind of zoom in here and see if we see any artifacting. There is some kind of aberration here in the feathers, which is pretty normal with kit lenses. They're definitely not the sharpest and clearest, but for the conditions and what we got out of this lens, I'm still very impressed. Again, you know, it's a kit lens. Is it perfect for every situation? No, but for what we were doing that day, I'm overall pretty impressed with it. There are a few drawbacks to kit lenses. One of the things is they're kind of poor in low light. This is a 3.5 to 5.6 variable aperture. So while we're walking to the car, I just kind of wanted to pop off a few photos and see what we get. So I did just shoot at 160 and the ISO had to crank up to 5,000 to get a decent exposure. So again, you know, there are some drawbacks, but we'll at least see what we can do. The first thing I immediately notice about this image is just the amount of grain that appears in this photo. I had to crank up my ISO in order to compensate for the lack of fast aperture on that lens. That's definitely one of the drawbacks of kit lenses. I shot this at 5.6, and being at ISO 5000, there's incredible grain and noise in this image. Is it still usable? Yes, but if I had a faster aperture lens, say a 1.4, 1.8, or even a 2.8, I definitely would have been able to lower my ISO and get a cleaner image overall. That's definitely one of the drawbacks of kit lenses, is they're just not very great in low light. So some closing thoughts today on our kit lenses. If you're looking for a light and affordable lens for street photography or travel photography, a kit lens is a really good investment. Not only are they light, affordable, cover a wide focal range, but they're a great introduction to learning photography. Thank you all so much for watching. If you have any questions or suggestions for future topics that you'd like us to cover, please leave it in the comments below. This is Tim with UsedPhotoPro. Have a great day.